Jim, wake up. We're live.
Not my fault.
We're live. It's always your fault, whether it's not, it is or not. Good morning, everybody out there.
And we can see you on Rumble.
Yes, yes. Rumble is good. It's good today. So I tell you, what a cluster that was Monday. Sorry, our apologies to Jim Pfaff, president of the Conservative Caucus, for I think Jim and I, he probably could sense that we were a little bit
it was a little,
I don't know, angry on that
little
show.
off.
A little off. But we're not off today. We got a show. Listen, Sketchy Jesus, do you know him? You're going to if you don't. We've been watching his podcast. We've been trying to get him on. We finally worked it out. The time's there. He's on a different time zone than us, so it's super early. So hopefully he's awake and he's got his lock and load coffee with him. If not, we'll get him some. He's a podcaster on the Whiskey Capitalist. He's also in a band, heavy metal band, thrash metal band. He's got a new single that's coming out on the 30th of this month. We'll get into all that and some details about how
I'm guessing he's not going to like my top 5 concerts.
He's not going to like your top 5, which is at the end of the show. He's going to stay here all show. He's going to tell us his top 5 concerts, which might be different than Jim's.
Yeah, a lot different, I think.
A lot different. So be prepared to just give Jim all holy hell here on the show.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. Trust me.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So all that, so much more. He's hanging the whole show with us, and we appreciate it. On another episode of what, Jimmy?
Live from the Patriot Prayer Network studios.
Yes, sir.
That would be 2 guys, 1 coup.
3 guys today. Be right back.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, bury in the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Fight back rage, flames in the night. No more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. 2 guys, 1 coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall in truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mix poison in the foul. But we see through, we feel the beat.
Let's bring him up. Waste no time. There's no reason for me to do the introduction, Jim. Let's hear from Sketchy Jesus. Is he there? What up, brother? Good to see you. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me on. It is a little fucking early.
It is.
Yeah. Well, not for us.
Yeah, I'm a night owl. They say that during like okay, my brain is just turning on. So I'm gonna try and say this the right way. They say that back during like paleo times, I guess, that there were people that had to watch over the tribe at night, right?
Sure. Yeah, you have to have 24/7 guard. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's me. I don't don't go to bed until probably 4 or 5 a.m. and then wake up at like 2.
I get up for my first pee about 4. You know,
yeah,
you'll get there someday. You'll get there someday. So, that's what I do.
So thank you for helping me be a productive member, a regular member of.
Yeah,
I appreciate it,
guys. That's nobody thanks us for anything, so we appreciate that. We don't help anybody, honestly. We try.
And what's up to Titty Pink Gal and M's dad and Wendy Wild? You guys are all awesome in the chat. They're great.
They're great. Buckeye
has Buckeye and all of them. I mean, they're just literally the best. She's the.
Should I post what Buckeye has to say?
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love.
Are you sure?
You always post what she's got to say.
No, it's inside joke. They always say "fuck you, Ian." It's just I don't know,
His
man.
name
Dad's
is Ian.
dad
I wasn't
says
even
the
going to
same
mention
thing.
it, but yeah,
You know,
that is
yeah.
his name. F-U Ian. I love it. So I didn't know that, or I would have greeted you that way.
Oh,
Buckeye, I showed it. I showed it.
Comment, damn it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Buckeye, which we call her Titty Peen Gal, because
Yeah.
we have our whole network. We have a Whiskey Capitalist podcast, which I'm on. It started with a podcast with my wife called the Till Death Podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's a couple other, we got Movies America with one of our buddies who does shows on Sundays and Thursdays, which is like movie reviews and stuff. And then and so we have like a little podcast network called Till Death Podcast Network. So if you acronym that out, it's TDPN, which if you kind of say it quick, it kind of sounds like titty peen. So
yeah,
I don't know. And
I like
dick and fart and tits. It's just those jokes will never not be funny.
Well, no. I mean, well, if you're on a Democrat podcast, they won't be funny. But
exactly.
Yeah, it's funny.
Please, if you're watching, invite me on. I
know. For the love of God, you know how many liberals and that we've actually said, "Come on the show, let's have a talk about any of this shit." Not a one. Nope. It's either blocked or I'm not coming on your racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic show. Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
we'll try.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely tried to reach out. We've only been a podcast for a little while. The Whiskey Capitalist, anyways, the political one. Mm-hmm. But we've tried to reach out to a bunch of different people, and mostly, it's only conservatives. And
exactly,
I'm not saying that I want to invite a lot of liberals on because
I know, but it'd be fun.
I know. I just don't want to shoot myself in the face. So I'm not going to try for it, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they would be on for 5 seconds and be like,
I know,
maybe this is a good idea.
We had one, and it was a New York University professor. Imagine that.
So you had a gay on.
Yeah. Yeah. She, he, them, they, theirs, whatever.
It was
were very, very liberal, and telling us that whatever happened on 9/11, now we have our own theories. I totally believe it was an inside job. So you call me whatever you want. I don't care.
Google Building 7.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. I mean, what are the odds?
Out there for a second.
Sorry.
It was like the aftershocks.
Yeah, you had that cough for a minute.
Okay. It's realized the passports just fell out of a plane.
I know.
Weird.
I mean, the
whole building, the steel melted, but a passport.
We're good. Made it right through. I mean, there's nothing to see here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She was telling us that whatever happened was our fault. We deserved it.
It's Americans' fault. All
Americans' fault, not particularly Jim and ours, but she was blaming us.
It might have been our fault. I don't know.
Okay, there's nuance to that because I'm very I'm like libertarian conservative.
Yeah.
So I'm very like non-aggression principle for most of things, and and I can see and I can empathize with the fact that because there are a lot of people that are in the Muslim world, which I can't stand mostly, but I can understand and I can empathize because that's a good thing about knowing your enemy or knowing the person you're discussing with. You want to understand where they're coming from, and I can understand that if someone who was born when, because we've been over there for a while.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, you've been born and you
the reason the Ayatollah was in Iran. So,
it was, CIA. I mean, oops, didn't say that. But no, like I can see from their point of view how if they see Americans as not this American dream, as the positives, they see us as an occupying force there.
Of course.
I can see how they'd be like, well, fuck you guys, So
I agree. I get the point.
Exactly. Not saying that it was fully our fault, but I like us as like just citizens, but like our government, the CIA, the this and that. I can see how that.
I firmly believe for one freaking second that they took some flight classes and were able to control that. Yeah. I come on. Yeah. I mean, 95% of the people on the planet can't drive a car properly. There's no possible way.
Well, just
that
take
shit
that.
Happen.
Wouldn't that? I mean, I want to learn how to fly, but I don't want to learn how to land.
I know.
As a trainer, would you just say, yeah, this isn't for you?
Yeah, you're going to need to do both, brother.
This isn't for you.
As the kids say nowadays, red flag.
Red flag. There were no red flags back then. That was just like, how much money are you paying me to teach you how to fly?
Yeah.
Come on in. So everyone's got a price. Everybody has a price. It's craziness. I don't know how we got on 9/11. Was that even on the agenda today?
I mean,
there's no agenda.
Maybe
I know. Well, you kind of give me a little, I don't know, sort of Hamas-y vibes, but not real.
You notice that Dale mentions agenda. We have no agenda.
We have no agenda. I have shit I want to talk about, but I never talk about. We never get through our agenda, or else we'd be here all day. So yeah, I do want to talk about you a little bit though.
Cool,
because and you also give me kind of like Seth Rogen vibes too. Has anybody ever told you that?
Great.
No, I'm not talking about.
So now
talking about kind of like voice, kind of like the voice, like sort of. Is that a wait? People say "fuck you." I think Seth Rogen is a little less.
No, in my
sure he likes
be like, oh, that's fucking cool, man. Because I was a total stoner.
I know. I just watched like Zach and Mira make a porn again. You know, like I just watched that movie again.
It's so great. Can I get off black? I'm talking white.
It's such
a great
movie.
Double Dutch rudder. That's
I know. Elizabeth Banks too. I mean, she's she was, you know, what happened to her?
Yeah, I think Hollywood.
M's dad.
True. M's dad. Two guys, one coup. Doesn't sound right. It's a shit show generally.
And then you invited me, so
I know. And somebody said up here, and he, my boy Jimmy there didn't post that, but you saying Ian is Seth Rogen's dirty rocker cousin. That's what I'm saying. There could be some sort of gene pool there where it's a relation of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For that. I'll live that down. Never.
This might be the greatest show on Rumble to date. M's dad. I agree. I mean, as you can tell, it's going to get even better. I do want to talk about how you got into podcasting. I know music. It says you started at 8 years old. Yeah. Were you always like thrash metal guy? Were you like, what was your inspiration for like music and stuff? Like that? I often wonder with like heavy metal and thrash metal guys what they really.
Yeah, so it
was notes. Did that help you?
No? Hey, you know, I think they're great. I mean, metal is just my main. I think metal is just my main thing, but I respect most types of music.
I would say, yeah.
But yeah. So when I was 8 years old, let me say, my stepdad was a disc jockey and played in bands and stuff when he was young. He was a drummer. And so there was that influence. My dad played bass. He always, loved music and, and all that stuff. And then, my mom wasn't really ever musical, but it was music going on in my life, and stuff. And so I went to my dad, when I was 8 years old, took me to my first concert, which was Van Halen and Skid Row.
Nice.
And, so I was raised right.
Yeah.
And so I went to Van Halen and Skid Row, and I remember Skid Row sounded like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
live.
After,
he does
what?
Because live they do.
Yeah, I think it was after Sebastian Bach was out.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, but it just sounded
most likely.
That surprises me because I thought Sebastian was pretty good.
I think
it was after he was out, and then. And it just sound like it might have been just the sound guy. I don't know. I mean, I was a kid, like looking back on it, and now knowing more about it, I'm like, that's probably just sound guy. But then Van Halen came out, and it was Eddie Van Halen's like 4 Marshall cabs high, 2 heads on the side, all the way across the stage.
Yeah, and
he came out on the drum riser, or like sitting on the little thing with his Music Man EVH, and a cigarette in his headstock and a power drill.
Yeah. Oh,
and started playing Pound Cake. And I'm sitting there. I looked at my dad and I was like, I want to fucking do that.
Greatest opening ever.
Yeah, of course they have the huge, a video screen and everything. So I'm seeing his fingers are like ridiculous, but it's the easiest thing in the world to him. So I was like, dude, I want to do that. And so And Titty Pink Hill says, show the rocker pics, Ian, the good ones. No, I'm not showing those on the internet.
What?
But no, I'll pull them up. Might take a second. But anyways, so yeah, I was just fascinated. And my dad the next day, he took me over to Guitar Center and was like, all right, if I buy this for you, you're playing 2 hours a day.
Wow.
Okay, cool. And then of course, I'm a kid and I'm what's 2 hours? And then he made me play 2 hours a day. But he bought me an acoustic first, like an Ovation acoustic, and I played that for 2 years, which at first I was like, no, I want to play an electric guitar. That's what Eddie Van Halen plays. Yeah. And but I'm really glad that I did, because it I don't know, you guys play music at all? Or,
no. I did drums for a while.
My family is musical, but I'm not.
So like an acoustic guitar, the strings are a lot thicker, so it's harder to push down, but it builds a lot of callus.
Yes.
And so it was like butter when I got a Fender, a little like a Fender. It's called a Duo Sonic, which is basically like a 3/4 version of a Strat. And so it was like perfect for me because I was like 10. So I had smaller hands at that point, whatever. And so yeah, and then I just started, I started on I obviously loved Van Halen. I started on blues and more rock stuff. Like I love Stevie Ray Vaughan, loved like Coco Montoya and Johnny Lang, and like I haven't talked about this in forever, but yeah, like all that, and then Pink Floyd I really loved.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh yeah, no, I loved all of that. So I definitely like I said, I was definitely raised right, and then I started getting into like I loved Aerosmith, loved Zeppelin, like all of that, and then obviously you start down the Zeppelin rabbit hole, and then you're like, oh, there's Thin Lizzy. Correct. And then you're like, oh, there's AC/DC. Oh, there's Metallica. And so it just kind of went down the little side streets, and then I turned into an angsty little shit. Yeah. And Limp Bizkit was there.
Okay.
And I mean,
love it.
Being an angsty teenager and hearing fucking break stuff. And it was just pissed off. Like
just anger, just now, anger
and I'm
rock.
Like, I listen back to it now and I'm like, it's fucking cheesy, but it's nostalgic. And then I'm like, I can understand. Like you're telling someone you're gonna chainsaw their face off. Like, that's great. And then so there's that, and then there was like Linkin Park and Korn and Slipknot and all that. And so I started getting into that, and then
to Gore, immediately to Gore. Then after that,
kind of. It was that, and then there was then I had other friends that like punk rock, so it was like Thrice and fucking Strung Out, and all and all that stuff, Face to Face, and the Bled was one of my favorite artists from around here, and or from that era, and it was so I definitely had my little like scene kid like emo phase. I was always like anything that had like a good drum beat. I've always been like rhythm oriented. Like I've always played to the drummer. I've always wanted to do that. So, but yeah, and then I just started being in bands around like 16 or 17, and I dropped out of high school because I told myself I would never need to know the square root of a G chord. Yeah. So it worked out fine, I guess.
And you were right.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was cool. And then I joined bands down in San Diego, and we toured around. I was in a band called Of Hearts and Shadows. So I told you, I was a scene kid. Emo phase, but that was a lot of fun. Played with a lot of cool bands. We toured around, and
nice.
And then I joined. And then I was 20. It was right before I was 21, and we it ended up being like just the band kind of broke up. Like it was just kind of fizzling out, and I was selling a lot of weed. Well, sweet. And so like maybe like half a pound every like day and a half or 2 days. Like it was a lot. Nice. So I would, someone my roommate was selling shrooms.
I don't know if that's a lot of weed or not. I don't know.
He has no. He's like basically he's the show's virgin. Basically,
I've never tried it.
Okay, so back then, an eighth of weed was probably about $40, $40 to $50. So, and that's an eighth of an ounce, and there's 16 ounces in a pound. So, I mean, I had like $2,000 in cash on me at all times.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And so, but anyways, the band was breaking up. There weren't any bands around me that I was like, you know, that I wanted to join or that had a spot open. And so I just kind of was sitting there and I was like, look, like if I keep going, I'm going to get caught.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I don't have anyone to, T Bean Gal says, tell them about the Happy Meals. Yeah. My roommate sold a lot of shrooms from the same guy that I got the weed from. So we were like, hey, let's just make a Happy Meal, dude. Like, let's give him like an eighth of weed and an eighth of shrooms and like put a little toy in there and a snack.
Yeah, really. That's awesome.
So like $100.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, marketing genius.
It would. See, even when I was high as fuck. Like
I know. Well, it's not, hey, sometimes the best ideas are, you know.
So anyway, so I was just like, I'm gonna get caught if I don't get the fuck out of here or stop. And I was like, I'm not gonna stop selling weed because I'm making good money. And like, you know, dude, I used to be a fucking delivery driver for Pizza Hut too, and I'd sell weed at the same time. So I just like people would call me and be like, hey, I'm gonna be on a delivery. Just open your door. I'll put all my shit in the delivery bag and just invite me in. I'm like, that's like a vampire. And so I called up one of the bands that I had known from Austin, Texas, that we had met through like, you know, the label that we were on. It was a shit fucking label, but they were doing a distro deal through them. And I was like, hey, I mean, maybe they need a guitar. So I hit them up and they were like, I mean, we got 2 guitarists right now. And I was like, you want 3? And they're like, well, here, listen to the songs. Don't move out here or anything, but you can like, you know, come out here and try out. And I was like, all right, cool. 5 seconds later, I get off the phone. I called my girlfriend at the time and I was like, hey, you want to move to Austin?
Yeah. Oh my God.
She's like, yeah, sure. So we fucking middle of summer drove out to Austin and that was dumb. And drove out to Austin, and I just started living at one of the guitarist houses at that point, joined the band, and it was like a Southern metal band, but with 3 guitars. So it was stupid. It was like triple harmony guitars over like Southern twangy, like metal stuff. It was fun. But I was there until that was about 2008. I was there until like 2014, and you know, is Austin, and I was, you know, playing in metal bands, smoking a lot of weed. I worked on 6th Street for a bunch of years. So that's, you know, you're around 80 bars in a 10 block radius. So that's where the Sketchy Jesus came from.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I used to be a door guy. And so I would have to be one of those barkers on the streets, like, hey, come in, we got $2 Red Bulls, we got And so I would, you know, I'd be fucking high as fuck, and I'd be just laughing around with the other door guys around, and we try and one up each other. And I had hair down to my belt loop, you know, this beard, and so like everyone just, you know, was calling me whatever, and said, that's you kind of look like Jesus, and I'd be like, I'm gonna use that. So I'd be like, hey, you better get in here, or else I'm gonna smite you. It's black. Don't get in here. Like, like I turned all the water into whiskey. Get in here.
Now, so see, that's something right there.
So everyone just started calling me Sketchy Jesus, and then it was because we had this thing called the Order of the Sketchy Dudes. We were just dumb, and it was a fucking crew. We were retards. I got it in.
You got it in. I knew you'd get it in. The last time.
The first of many.
Trust me.
So we it was cool. Austin was an awesome experience, man. It was kind of like a mini Hollywood because they were making a bunch of movies there. Like I was an extra in fucking Machete 2 or Machete Kills. Like it was really it was pretty cool. I got to meet Shaq there. I got to meet Drew Barrymore, fucking Matthew McConaughey, and and Woody Harrelson. Like it was so much fun there. Like I'm glad I did it. And but it was very liberal cuck land.
Yep.
And
100%.
And so I definitely had my more lefty leanings. Like I still hated Obama. But I think that was more like in the South influenced by fucking you know, it wasn't like a political thing. It was just like, I didn't like you. He's a fucking
that's right.
Black dude married to a dude. Like I'm just
I know.
And But yeah, then I moved back to California, and which is funny that you moved back to California to get more conservative. It's just weird. But yeah, it just turned into like, you know, I was engaged, and then we broke up, and then I just didn't have a place to go. So I was like, I was selling weed again, and I was like, well, I don't got a place to go. I'm selling weed and no band to join, so I'm gonna get caught. I better move.
Yeah.
So I moved back, and then that was about 2014, and kind of just got on my feet. I lived at my mom and my stepdad's house, which was a very different, going from, like, you know, working on 6th Street and doing cocaine every night, and drinking whiskey, and it was definitely a culture shock going back to my my Christian mom and stepdad sleeping on the couch, you know. When they say quitting cold turkey sucks, there's another rung that sucks on that too.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the people you're around. But anyways, so then I got back here and just started working. I got into my own place, started doing stuff, and then I met my wife, and right before I had left Austin, there was a band called there was a band that I had started called Hero and Me, which is the project that I'm doing right now. Right. And it was an idea, a band name, and then I had a band that I had put together for it for a little while, but then it just didn't work. And it's just the band scene, no matter where you are, is very incestuous. So like, you know, this band member will join this band and blah, blah, blah. And people are trying to steal, you know, whatever. Sure. And it just, and so I was like, fuck it, whatever. And then so I came out here and I had joined another band, you know, for a little while. And then that, you know, but luckily I had met a good drummer out of it, and, you know, found a good producer. And so, they had kicked me out. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do Hero and Me again. So I tried doing, you know, getting this, I had some pre-pro done, I you know, whatever. And then, you know, again, shit just fell apart. And I was like, you know what, like, music is getting to the point where I'm resenting it, and I'm just going to take a step back because I don't want to hate it and never want to do it again. So I'm just going to take a step back. I just got married. I found my, you know, as gay as it sounds, I found my person. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, like, if we got big, I don't want to tour and be gone from her for like 3 months. It's just like, I kind of like her, you know? And so, and she was fine with that. But no, so she, and so I told her, I was like, but I still need to be creative. I still need to do something and put something out there. And I was just getting into podcasting, or like listening to like Rogan, and one of the other ones was Your Mom's House podcast.
Oh, I love it. Tom Segura, Chris. I mean, unbelievable podcast.
So funny. And like,
funny.
I didn't get into the podcasting so much. Like, I mean, obviously Joe Rogan's a comedian, you know, whatever, but he was having like interesting conversations. So I was like, oh, this is, you know, this is really cool in that way. And then I was like, oh, wait, hold on. It's a husband and wife, and they're just cracking jokes and talking about dicks. Like, this is
love it. Love it.
So
it's kind of like Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
I'm Bobby Mom.
Hi, Bobby Mom.
Great. But yeah, so I just told her, I was like, I mean, let's do a podcast. I think it'd be fun. And she was like, okay. She was like, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I don't like
nobody does
camera, whatever. So, I mean, my dad had a camera in my face since I was fucking 6 months old. So I'm a ham. I don't care. Like, so I, you know, got a couple of things. We were starting to do like audio only podcasts. And then, in 2020, I had gotten a bunch of, you know, like, what are they called? Little cameras, the like GoPros, knockoff GoPros, like the Temu version, basically.
Yeah, I know.
And so I started setting those up, and it was all pre-recorded stuff. And it was, I think it was about 50 episodes of just audio, and I would just like kind of put up clips and like learned how to do After Effects and, you know, all the things. And then I just we kept doing it. We got to maybe about like 70 on the 70 episodes on the pre-recorded video ones. And I was doing like 3 different angles and like cutting them, and it took a lot. And then then this guy Sean hit me up on Twitter out of nowhere because I opened the Twitter account again because came back and I was like, oh, I could say fucking faggot and retard again.
I know that's us. That's basically what we did. January we started again. We had it since 2020, I think. But
that day that he said that he was gonna do it and everyone was just putting everything. Oh, dude, that was me too. I just put faggot. Send.
Oh my god, I'm still on. They didn't boot me. I'm good to go.
Clinton killed a lot of people. Send. Like just anything that I could say.
Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, they're not in trouble. I'm in trouble for that one. Don't worry.
No.
Don't care. We just like to say that as a joke. Allegedly.
I was like, I ain't no bitch. But no. Yeah. So anyway, so this guy Sean hit me up. He was like, hey man, I really like your stuff. Mm-hmm. If you want to come on, if we should collaborate. You want to come onto my show, and I'll come onto your show. Mm-hmm. Hey, Movie America, what's up, dude? He's on the Till Death Podcast Network too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And
I'm glad you can see those. I want to put them up. Hey, cool. Yeah. Jesus, he turns water into Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep.
There's a beer.
So anyway, so I met the I met up with him and he came in and did our podcast, but I did like kind of like an Ian interviews, like separate thing because he was more political. Like I just got back political, once like 2015 happened, like when Trump came in and, when he called Rosie a fat pig, I was
like, I'm on board.
Nothing to do with politics. I was like,
he's my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so we, so I started, I was a lot more political. We didn't really do politics on me and my wife's podcast. It was just fucking whatever came, whatever
talk subject, whatever subject matter.
Yeah. And so, 2020 obviously got more political because of COVID and, all the things. So, it was inevitable, but, my wife, she's not very, political. Like I'll talk for about 5 or 10 minutes and she's like, shut the fuck up. Like, okay,
I know that's kind of my wife too.
Like,
she doesn't even listen to the podcast because she's like, I hate politics. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And so,
get it.
So it was very hit or miss, like in a couple of the episodes. And then, so having someone that I could, go talk with on the internet about just get it off my chest, was great. So he came on and I did an interview with him for like 3.5 hours, longest show we had done on our podcast. I went on his same thing, longest show we ever did. And we were like, hey,
why don't we just,
let's do this.
Yeah.
And then, so we started the Whiskey Capitalist podcast, which contrary to what the retards on Twitter say, whenever they don't like what I have to say, they're like, oh, you should go drink more. It's not about whiskey, idiots.
Yeah, I know.
There's the champagne socialist and there's whiskey capitalist. Like, it's making fun of you.
Get it?
It's making fun of you, which is even funnier that you don't
that
get
they
it.
don't know. Yeah.
So it's, and I mean, I can understand why they would think that. But anyways, so we started that up, and it was just, started live streaming, which was the first, getting into live streaming, which was awesome. And then everything else, with the Till Death podcast and Movies America, everything, started doing the live streaming stuff, which is so much fucking easier.
Yeah.
So much easier than doing
it is.
Editing and whatever.
Oh my God, don't you know it? Yeah, that's what Jim and I used to have to do. The editing bullshit took forever.
Yeah, dude, it's so tedious and having to line up different camera angles and the audio and the waveforms is like. I mean, I'm glad I learned it because there's a step up that I have on other, whatever. But
sure, I mean, I'm never going back to that though. We're never like. There's no, that's just no reason to.
One thing I will say that that is easier about doing that is it's really, really cool. It's really.
I'm gonna play a comment real quick. Hold on, Sketchy Jesus. Really, how the hell do you guys get these top guests? They don't return my calls.
Didn't try and call me. I'm down to go on whatever podcast.
Listen, man, all I did was post and said, "Love to have you on." And immediately he's like, "Yeah, when?" I'm like,
"Yeah, dude, I'm down, man." You just have to have a good elevator pitch first.
I know that's
what it is.
Like, hey, you want to come on?
I just said my dad's gonna get mad at you if you don't. We're gonna get struck down.
Go on.
Yeah, no, you're good. Fucking squirrel moments. It's but yeah, so we just started doing the podcast, and it was awesome. It was us at first for a while, and then we got a couple guests on, and it just started picking up, and it was a lot of fun. And it's really, we started doing a lot of the what's it called, the like debate, like 2024 was awesome for engagement, because we're a politics show, so I mean, but yeah, we started doing like the debate streams, so we would like review and do all that. And I mean, for the election stream, we did I think it was like 11-hour stream.
Jeez, yeah.
We had, I think, a total of like 10 or 15 guests, like over the thing, just having them
over the time coming
it was
popping
like
in and all that.
Lectern guy was on there, the QAnon shaman was on there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then we had Seth Weathers, the guy who did the ultra right conservative dad's beer.
Yeah, he's great.
He's awesome. And like just a bunch of people popping in and whatever. And yeah, we've had some really, it's cool that we've had like the guests that we've had, like meeting them, they're like great dude, like great people,
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like just great. Like every guest, like same, it's like everybody we have on, it's just been freaking amazing. Like just good people and fun, and just good to have on. And like you.
No,
this
and then me.
Oh no, this is awesome.
Thank you for letting me jibber jabber, as you probably couldn't tell. I don't like talking about myself at all. So
well, see, when we have guests that we do political interviews with, like Jim Pfaff, this stuff we can't do. I mean, after he's off, we do, but we
I mean, you got to know your audience, right? You got to know who you're talking to and who you're interviewing and all that. We've had like Ann Vandersteel on and all that. She's not really the hey, fucking retard, I mean, like you guys just got to know, right? So
but
this is more fun, trust me.
Yet we still have a show where we talk about plastic vaginas, and Dale shows a picture how an actual penis becomes,
how they become. Yeah, I mean, I always often wondered.
Was painful. I'm just telling you.
Every cut was painful. Every minute of it is painful. I don't get it. The whole trans movement. How we getting into that? I don't know, but I'm about to. Honestly.
That's horrible.
It's leading into some videos Dale has as well.
Yeah. It's just some. I mean, it's not. I don't have videos of actual surgeries or anything, but I can't. I'm one of those guys, like if I watch like medical shows and all that, and the guy's got like, I don't know, a nail gun and a nail in his head, and all of a sudden I do, right? Like I'm like, I think that's what I got.
Oh yeah, no,
hypochondriac kind of guy.
Pain. Yeah, like
I'm not into that.
I mean, then you probably couldn't watch SVU because they'd be like talking about like you got like impaled with a fucking.
I know. And I'm just like, oh god, now my back hurts. Like
I watch it all the time. Criminal Minds is really good.
One of those stupid medical shows, I'm like, oh, that's me. I know that's what I got.
The one thing I will add to the end of that is the Hero and Me stuff that I was talking about in my band stuff. I've started to back up again. I've had the music. I have had 4 of the 6 songs that we're releasing, like written since like 2013. So I've had them for a while, and then I've had all of them like instrumental pre-pro out from since like 2018. And so I finally found my old singer that I've known for like 20 years, and I was like, dude, we'll just fucking do this. Like, let's just get the music out. Like, because it's a whole concept. It's not just like music. Like the whole band is a concept. It's I'm a nerd and I love fucking superheroes and comic books.
Yeah,
so it's Hero and Me. It's like a superhero story where basically, like it kind of basically what happened is like back in the with the story is back in the 60s during the space race, the U.S. and Russia were trying to send. Get out to the moon and whatever. And the U.S. sent out a secret mission, which were the Gemini missions, which is actually in history. Like I was trying to pull from history as much as I could. Yeah. And that one of them was a secret mission that sent out stuff into the galaxy that was like that sent out stuff into the galaxy that was like it was like a little capsule of a pod with like 5 different capsules in it that sent out information about our way of life to whatever. And no one heard of it until 5 fucking retards are in the middle of, you know, the field drinking, and then it just crashes, and like each one of them has a different aura. They went to a different galaxy, so it's like a different aura, a different power. So we're out there in the middle of it, and like the first track is an intro where there's voiceover work, and like it's like cinematic, like all that, and then it goes into the first 3 songs, and then the middle is like a party part where like if you're at a party and you have like a superpower and all your friends have, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking fuck around at a party and like, hey,
of course you are. Look what I can do.
Exactly. So like that's the middle part, and then there's the last 3 songs, and then there's an outro, which the outro sets up the second album, which is a villain album. So like the outro is basically like you just hear news stories of like, you know, oh, today in Russia, or you know, freaking whatever, and it's like I had to add Alex Jones in there because
of course
he's hilarious. And then it, you know, it just ends. It's basically the villain turning the dial, listening to all this, and you hear him breathing at the end. It's like,
oh, super cool.
Yeah, so I it's like this whole like on this album, it's the first 5 songs are written like first person perspective. So it basically is like I or like you, but it's as if you are talking in the mirror. So it's like you know, whatever. And so it's basically kind of starts out like the first song is some of the lyrics are like you're just you're a you know, disgrace of the human race, like you're a waste of skin, a waste of space, like kind of like you're a piece of shit. And then like as it progresses, it gets more like builds your confidence and build, you know, like how you are when you become a better person, like a journey, like a hero's journey kind of thing. And then the last song on there is in group perspective, so it's like we, so it's goes like bring hell to earth and we'll still stand strong, like it's a you know, so it's like a group perspective. And then that next album, which I have everything instrumentaled out, I just need to write the lyrics and the vocals, that's already ready to go for the villain album. So it's gonna be a lot of fucking fun. And Titty Pink Gal, thank you for putting that link in there. But we have 2 of the singles. We have 2 of the singles up right now. The first one came out April 4th, and the second one came out May 2nd, so just a couple of weeks ago. So and then the what you were saying is the full album is May 30th. So that's
30th. Okay, so that's the full album.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah,
no
all right, I'm done, I promise.
No, don't be done. Don't be done at all. We're going to we do have to hear from one of our sponsors. We're going to do Warrior Shield. So it is Warrior Shield Wednesday. We're going to play that. See you guys in a minute. Be right back.
The Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or connecting them by our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hard-working, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation. Selflessly doing for those who need it most.
Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground.
Yep, that's Warrior Shield Foundation. Go to Warrior Shield. Thank you, Buckeye. WarriorShield.org. Get your tickets for the Warrior Weekend, which is in September 5th through the 7th in Orlando, Florida. Be there. I know Buckeye will be there next year. She's already got a commitment, so she won't be this year, but we're holding her to her because she's got shots to do with us. So,
yeah,
she's awesome. Dude.
We'll do her share of shots, but we'll this year we'll save some for next year.
That water, like we said, is the water.
It's pretty strong in Orlando.
It tastes like bourbon down there.
It does.
It's just weird.
It's a lot like bourbon.
That's why there's a Florida man, then, right?
Yeah, I am. Jim's up in Indiana, so
okay.
Yeah, we've got 3 time zones covered here. I'm in Central time zone, Florida. So yeah,
and
Lower Alabama, LA. Lower Alabama.
This year for Warrior Shield.
Panhandle. So, yeah.
Month of May for Warrior Shield.
What'd you say?
We were going to tell everybody the month of May, if you use a code, you get.
Oh, go ahead, Jim. You're allowed to talk.
Well, I don't know. You don't let me talk. That's why.
I mean, there's 2 guys.
Anyway, what's the code name, though?
You don't know. That's why you didn't talk, you stupid. It's Honor. Yeah, use
Honor.
code
Okay,
Honor.
so go out. If you go out in the month of May, you go out and you sign up, use code name Honor, you'll get 20% off
your tickets. That's
off
right.
your
For the
ticket.
Yep, you're right. Yep. So
Honor.
do that, please.
Honor.
Yep. Honor.
Not inner, because that's
not inner.
No.
That's consent. Not
In her or inner. I mean, how are we talking here? What are we saying? I don't know.
I'm just here for dick jokes. Okay, that's what
I know.
Well, if you type in on her, it's not going to work. It's a good one, but it won't work.
Yeah, your swimmers aren't that good.
Yeah, that's right. 20%. Code name Honor. Oh, you got it right. Thank you, Buckeye. She's always keeping us on track.
Just like you guys talk about penises. I'll do the
about things, and we'll just do this. I want to play a couple videos, and none of them are really political, but at all because I don't.
They are.
Well, but they are sort of. No, not all of them.
Is,
I got some. Jim's got one for you, but I got to do this. So just bear with me here because I got to do this, and we're going to get tiny on the screen. I know it. So if I do that, see, where'd he go?
Hold on, we got to put him up. Just a second.
Yep, there he is. That's what I'm saying. Why does it do that, Jim? Thank God you knew that. This is why I have Jim. Honestly, he's
it under control.
Clearly the smarter of the 2 of us.
Wow.
But that's why I have him, because I know I rarely admit that, but I have to. I owe you.
You heard it here, guys.
Yeah.
Compliment.
I mean, I never compliment him, but he is truly the smarter of the 2 of us.
But I was having this conversation with Wendy, and I was having this conversation with Wendy and Buckeye.
Yeah.
Because we have our Discord and whatever that we do. We do like a little after party after every show. So it's like 30 minutes with like all the subs or anyone that wants to join in. So like it like honestly, after a while, it just becomes me, Buckeye, Wendy, and like a couple other people that are just talking shit for like an hour. You know, after the guest leaves, whatever. And so we were there's an inside joke that Wendy always asks me why I hate women. I don't, but I just talk shit because it's funny. And so I was like, I don't know. It's like, it's easier to get along with dudes. I mean, obviously I'm a dude, so like I'm going to have that bias, but dudes like just roast each other to their face.
They do. And they don't get offended. There's nothing catty about it. Yeah.
And then later they'll be like, that's the best guy I know. I do anything for him. But women, it like will be like, yeah, I love you. That bit. Yeah. And then later we'll be like, she's gross. She stinks. She like wants to fuck my boyfriend. Or you know what I mean? Like stupid. And it's just like, why don't you just be a fucking just call him a fucking, fat ass to his face, and then later be like, no, he's awesome. I want to be him when I grow up.
I know.
Like that's the way you do it. Learn
the proper way.
Exactly.
Speaking of marriage and girls and all that, would you, I don't know, it's been going around on X, but I've watched this yesterday, and if you're single, stay that way if this is what your options are out here, because this is incredible. Anyways, here she is, bride to be.
Weirdest thing about me, I can't even say it. They're literally never even going to talk to me again. It's so weird. It's so weird. But as a 2024 bride, I hate wearing the color white.
She's mouthing it.
And my bridal shower is next week. and somebody just asked me, what white dress am I wearing to the shower? Who said I'm wearing a dress? Who said I'm wearing white? Hot take. I don't like being the center of attention.
You made a TikTok account.
She made a TikTok about.
Okay, can we just address that her head looks like a penis first? Can we just
Besides that,
get that out of the way, because that's all I'm going to be thinking of. Penis. That's so. Let's. All right, we're done with that.
If you were, I mean, honestly, I don't even know. So it could be all be bullshit, right? She's like not getting married. This could just be clicks, whatever she wants to get. I don't know.
Hey, you know what?
My fear is there is some dude that's like, I'm going to marry her.
You know? Yeah, but we kind of know the dude.
Chair.
Okay. I'll show you the dude after. Yeah.
Probably does he look like Hogg, who used to be the DNC? No, yeah, is that guy? That's who I picture her with.
Look like David Hogg. That's
David Hogg is who I picture her.
Yeah,
there is a hotel chair for a reason, and her husband probably sits in it. You know,
probably true.
But like, no, I mean, you don't gotta fucking announce it like that. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like me and my wife, we had a rock and roll wedding, and my wife wore a black fucking wedding dress. Like, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing it because you don't like what. It was just because like it went.
That was you wanted. Exactly. You wear whatever you want. I mean,
our song that we came out to is "Stranglehold" by fucking Ted Nugent.
Like you did find your soulmate, dude.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't as gay as you think it's.
You can't be Ted Nugent. I mean, come on.
Yeah. The song that she walked out to was an acoustic version of Ozzy's. Fuck, what song was that? Oh no. That was the one that we. But it was like an acoustic version of fucking Metallica song. I can't fucking picture it now. Fuck. It wasn't one of the ones that they do acoustic, or maybe it was. I don't fucking know, but it was awesome. Everyone, we had like a live band and like
Master of Puppets acoustic version. I mean, but
it was
weird.
It was. Fuck, I'll figure out which one it is. I'll try and remember. But yeah, no, it was fun. Like you don't have to like. You don't have to think traditional, but you don't also have to be a fucking cunt about it.
Exactly. And very well said.
Yeah, very well said. I don't need to hear more from her because that's what I. But this is probably the guy that's marrying her. So this
people out there who are hell bent on never ever being accommodating to trans people. Like,
yes,
shut up, tranny.
I will never call you by those pronouns. You will never have my respect or whatever it is. And like, is that
transmission down the road that was going up? That's what I meant. That was I was sorry, YouTube
transmission.
It was someone had car trouble.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just talking about.
It's what tranny was when I was a kid. I mean,
you know, it was whole different meaning.
Yeah, go tell your mechanic you blew a tranny today and tell me what tell me what they tell you.
Pause. No. So speaking of words that you can't say, so when I was in the band that I was in Austin, we would write on a whiteboard like part to part to part. Like so when we're writing a new song, you see like, okay, cool, it's the intro to the verse to for whatever. And so we would have like transitions between parts, and like if you know about music, there's something called a retardando, which is something that slows down.
Yeah, that's
and then
the actual definition of the word.
What's a fucking shortened version of transition? So on our board, we wrote
retard tranny.
Retard tranny.
Well, there's
I didn't know that in 2025 it was going to be like the word du jour.
I know.
Yeah.
You were ahead of your time, brother.
Yeah. Remember when we used to be able to have fun? Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. I want to hear more.
It's funner now because they get so mad.
Oh,
I know. Well, like this, like we've had videos of this dude before getting mad at waiters at restaurants because they call
the manager
him. Yeah. Or sir. And literally calls the manager over like the pretend Karen that he wants to be, and then next thing you know, it's a free meal. I know why you're doing it, dude.
Really worth it to you? Putting all of that effort to be nasty? Because if we meet and you call me by the wrong pronouns, it's gonna be a confrontation. And
Shut up, dude.
I'm scared. Shut up.
Like to me,
like settle down. Slow your roll.
To me, like, I don't know if you guys know who Buck Angel is.
Buck Angel.
It's a transsexual who is fucking hilarious. Like, and it was a female to male, but calls and I'm so looks like Goldberg. Okay, so I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if you guys, while I'm saying this, look up Buck Angel. I'm gonna say him. Okay. Okay. Looks like Goldberg, and he's a nice dude. All right, and like went from was female to male, and but says transsexual, not transgender. And we've had him on the show twice. When I first talked to him on
Dude,
Twitter.
No way. This is him. Like, you can probably see it.
Yes.
Can you see it, Jim? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
That wasn't a girl.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that's fucking passing, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, super passing.
Agreed.
And so when I first messaged him, I was just sending out a fucking, copy paste message like, hey, blank, we would love to have you on the show. We think you'd be a great, whatever. And send it to a bunch of people, see what we can, throwing out all the reels. And so when he hit me back, he was like, yeah, friend, that would be awesome. I would love to come on. Hey, can we make fun of trannies? And I was like,
whoa. Yeah, of course we can.
Now we actually can, because you're gonna be on.
That's right. Like,
it's like
you set, that's legal precedent has been set.
Exactly. And so, but yeah, and so there are certain ones where I'll be like, yeah, I'll fucking call you whatever you want. I don't care. Like, I understand. Like, but when you demand that I do something, or you change everything in society,
correct,
surrounding your fucking mental illness, then no, because I'm still a child. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm the whole thing, like, you tell me something, I have to do something, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm still that way. So especially when it's fucking this dumb, if you tell me you have to call me a woman.
That's your delusion, not
clear. That's your delusion, and that's it. And it's not even the fact that okay, that's what, I don't care if you pretend to be that. I mean, that's up to you. It wasn't. I didn't give two shits or think anything about a tranny, and I can't even tell you when. Up until they started demanding how we portray him, and then started saying, "Oh, we can just start cutting off the genitals of your children too."
If you want. Stay away from the kids, dude. You know what I mean?
Exactly what we say. Stay away from the kids.
Stay away from the kids. I don't. Do what you got to do, you psycho. But
after you're 18, I don't give a fuck what you do, man. Agreed. Like, it's sad that that's what you think, and like whatever. And I can empathize to an extent that, like, that sucks for you if you feel like you're born in the wrong body. I don't think that's a thing, me personally. But
no, I don't either.
You think? I mean, I get it. That sucks. That sucks. It sucks to be you, bro.
It sucks like any mental illness sucks.
Isn't it funny how the only mental illness that we affirm is the gender dysphoria?
I know, it's the only one.
We don't affirm schizophrenics. We're not like, the trees are fucking talking to you, Sam. Like, no,
we don't. Yeah. It's the transgender. That's what that's the only one we're told to affirm. Hey, dude. Not.
Hey, Billy. Yeah, the dragons that are guarding the fridge are real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't do any of that.
We don't.
Like,
they're not.
What are we doing here? Like,
they're not real.
It's
someone who did a lot of shrooms and smoked a lot of weed.
But
I cannot understand there might be dragons around the fridge, but
there might be.
Yeah. But we do know that the population is going down amongst liberals, which is very good.
Yeah,
we
which
want
is good.
The birth rate to go down from them.
Start cutting off all your parts.
Okay, this is a hot take that I have said many a times. I'm like, okay, so am I against abortion? Yes. Am I against transing, doing the transition for all this? Yes. But
and there's a caveat.
When you think about it, they're sterilizing themselves. They're not procreating.
That's correct.
And I mean, and they're lighting themselves on fire. So I mean, all we got to do is wait them out.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
literally they're eating themselves alive. That's what they're doing, and I agree.
And to be honest with you, this dude right here, he's gay. He doesn't know
That's
it,
all he is.
but he's gay.
He's just gay.
It's all gay.
It's all gay.
All of it. Lesbian, gay,
Gay.
gay, gay,
Gay. Bisexual?
gay, trans, gay, with extra step.
Non-binary? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, we don't go after
What
that.
does
There's three
non-binary
sexuals.
mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
trans is just gay with extra step. Like,
Yeah, I know.
stop it. Like, suck a dick or lick a pussy. Like,
They took an extra step, all right.
Yeah.
You know what? And no,
They
I'm
took a
telling you,
big
I don't
time
even
step.
know if this dude is even taking the full. You know, I will appreciate you more
remember
if you
his
go
previous
full
video?
blown, cut it off, and get your part. You know, then I'm like, okay, you're serious now.
yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
They
so
always
weird.
say, well,
Dale,
what
was
do
it-
you care
Huh?
what's between my legs? Like, what do you? It's like, because you're making me care about. I don't know who the
Because
fuck you were before. You were like,
I don't even know. I
Didn't
would
this
look
guy
at you
do
and
a-
I'd be like, that's an ugly woman. But if you told me, you know,
Didn't he do a video where
He did.
his partner had the change?
yes.
So now
And
they're
talked
basically
about-
two lesbians together. is what
Basically,
they're
it's two
trying to say.
lesbians.
yeah, it's
So
I think. Is that
I
what?
think he cut off his dick. And then he made a
But they're
video
gay.
about his partner cutting it off and getting. Oh, he was talking about how they get moisture inside
Exactly.
the vagina of a
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moist
but
is a weird word,
in
anyways,
the
unless
end,
it's used with cake. So I don't
I
really.
said all that to say they're gay.
They're gay. I know. I spent a lot of money to just tell everyone you're
Just
gay,
like-
right, Jim?
what happened to just like regular gay? Like,
What's wrong with just regular gay? I
yeah,
mean, it's
and there's
I
so
mean,
many like old school like gays and whatever that are actually kind of mad at all this stuff because how
They
many
are.
of these kids that these trannies have been going after
correct.
like would have just been gay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
And dude, okay, it's one of
Or
those
not even gay. I mean, I don't know. They're just kind of like, oh, I don't really know what
it's
I.
a phase, mom. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things too. It's like, when they were growing up, going through puberty, didn't feel weird about their body.
No
Like,
kidding.
why the fuck are you special? I mean, you're special. let's
Do
be
you
honest.
remember the
Yeah, let's
mothers
be
that-
honest. You're special.
Do you remember the moms, and they're still out there now? The moms that will make their children sick to get
Oh yeah, it's
attention,
like
to get-
Munchausen.
That's
Broccoli.
against
Yeah.
exactly that.
Munchausen's
Everybody's against that. They're like, oh my god. But when a parent comes out and said, "Look, my son is now a girl," now in those circles they're rewarded. They're oh my god, this is so great. This is
You're so brave.
No, no.
You know
It is
what?
brave to cut off your wiener. I mean,
All right.
I couldn't do it.
I think there is a use for them, though. I think the use for them is in the argument of 100 dudes versus one gorilla.
I agree. There
We
is.
just send them
Like
first.
old Roman times, like Colosseum stuff. Let's put them in a. We want to see a trans Olympics. Like I would.
Yeah, I
pay
want-
a lot of money to watch trans Olympics and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the Special Olympics started some way.
Exactly. You're right.
Hey, have you guys seen the Shane Gillis
Yes.
about how he was like the guy who first proposed the Special Olympics was wild. Like,
Is wild.
know,
Like
Dale,
listen,
I
come over here,
this group of
put him
retards.
up against these ones.
I know.
Dale, I think we're missing some here. We're missing them. We're giving all these
What?
ideas to these.
We
money
could be like
makers.
the Vince McMahon
We need to
of,
start
uh,
this.
Yes, exactly.
like what are we doing?
The
Why are we
Transgender
starting
Olympics.
the
There
trans
is
Olympics?
There's only one reason why I think trans women should be in women's betting,
Mhm.
gambling.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm gonna win.
I'm going to win.
It's fine.
Yeah, those odds aren't. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, Vegas isn't putting those out there. Yeah,
It's
I
not
wonder
about
why.
who's gonna win. It's gonna be about how many
Yeah.
craniums are gonna get crushed. You know what I mean? How many bones are
How
broken?
many? Yeah, like,
Yeah, when they show runners finishing a race and going to have a sandwich and a drink and French fries and come back, oh, in second place is finished.
Yeah.
I think something's wrong with this.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
just saying.
happening?
We're gonna be talking to Jane, the winner. Hi, my name's Jane. Fuck.
Daddy.
You know, like what?
Like, I mean, there's some passing ones. I will just like there's fucking Buck Angel on the
I
other.
agree. There are some passing ones, and I've seen, pictures. I've never seen
seen
a
that
passing one in person.
Have you seen
Honestly.
that meme where there's a guy who was dosing women's drinks with Viagra
Oh my god, no!
just
Just
to
to
make sure?
That's, you know what? That
does Viagra work on women?
Dude,
in any way?
Well, they're not. If it's an actual woman, they're not going to.
They're not going to get a boner. But I'm saying it doesn't work
Right.
in general. Like as far as
I mean, that should be a rule, shouldn't it? I don't want to be with a woman that has a bigger penis than me.
I should be, or a smaller one. I'm really so happy.
Isn't that a word? Isn't that a rule we all live by? The woman I date is not going to be built or have a bigger dick than I do. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Right?
It's 25. Okay, I don't question things.
I don't care if I don't care if the partner I'm with matches my size dick for dick. I don't want a dick.
As long as it's smaller, we'll just
people say that. I mean,
there's some rules.
I mean, do you think like if an actual biological woman takes a Viagra, she just has like a really pointy clit?
That's what I thought.
I
thought it looked like probably looked like Jim's boner.
Wow.
It looks like a.
I'm going to be honest with you. It took longer.
Does it look like their pubes
it took longer, didn't it?
It took longer for Dale to get there than I thought it would. It just finally got.
That's what she said.
It's just like when they pee, it just looks like their pubes are sweating. Is that?
Yeah, Tarna, how long have you been listening to our show? When we add him to it, it makes it work.
Oh, I know. Me and Jim. So here's the truth. So everybody out there and all those people that were maybe not like Jim and I aren't like. I mean, off air. This is more Jim and I.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
How do you think we came up with the name of the show? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, what? If you guys like all of this type of conversation, this is what happens all the time on my show.
I know, I watch it. So I mean, I know, I love it. That's what I was telling him. I'm like, Jim, totally got to get into this show. I'm telling you, other than the fact that generally my old ass is in bed by the time.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, anytime you guys want to,
I just replay them.
Like, please. What's that? Anytime you guys want to come on, you guys are more.
What time is your show start? Is it 8?
It starts at 8 Eastern. Yeah,
8 Eastern. So I had 7. That's super early. Okay.
Yeah. So we usually go about like
old yet.
We usually go about like 2 hours, and whenever we have guests, it's usually like kind of like what we did here, talk about the guests and get to know them, and then topics, and then we do funny videos at the end. So I mean, it's
okay. Yeah, that's I don't want to talk. We were going to talk to you a lot about like topics and politics and crap and like, I love that President Trump accept a plane from Qatar and all this crap and
I'm down for whatever you guys got to. If you guys got topics, fucking bring them up. I actually like talking politics, but I just add dick jokes.
Yeah,
we
next show. I mean, I just didn't want to. I mean, like, I wanted a break from politics in a way too, but this is all political in general because
when Eddie reached out to us to join this network, the first thing we said to them, "You've seen what we do. We don't
called
the
Patriots Prayer.
We want to laugh.
I mean, is that something that
we want to laugh? That's what we do. We joke, we make fun. We just want to do that." And he goes, "Absolutely. That's the reason why."
Because the name of the network gives me another, feeling, So but that's not the case. Yeah.
You don't want to offend people that are there to like you. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I like to, be a little trolly sometimes and like
push the envelope, man.
You push the line and because you kind of question people's like my stepdad has been Christian his whole life, doesn't cuss. I mean he's fine. Watch a movie with watch whatever movie or whatever, and he'll have the conversation, but he doesn't cuss. But he's not prude like anything like that. But so I like to push the envelope whenever I can. So I had a couple of drinks when I was over there, and it was me, my wife, my mom, my stepdad, and my little sister. And she's, I'm so glad that my sister was like a saint. Like she, poor sister that I had to like come back from Austin.
I know.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm glad you stay.
Intervention sister. Nobody wants an intervention sister.
Need that. And so it was just in the middle of the night. We were just having a conversation, whatever. And I was like, hey, so why can't I say fuck? And dude, my wife, my sister, and my mom were all like,
Just looking up.
Why? Why did you do that? And I looked up, do you expect any different? No, you don't.
No.
Seriously, why can't I say fuck? And my main point was I just wanted to say fuck my parents, because you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Which is good. And then we actually had like a 2-hour conversation about like why. And I'm like, because I think it's about tone. Like, I think it's about tone and intention. Like, because it's just sounds coming out of your face.
Somebody made up a word. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just
like
it's about tone.
And I don't think that is like taking the Lord's name in vain. I don't think so, because
I agree. I don't either.
Saying it like if I was saying it up to the sky, or like, fuck you, then that's different. But I'm just like this.
I'm just like, so yeah.
You know.
It's just a word in a word. I mean, and it's weird because originally I'm from Ohio and lived up there a lot of years. So 36 moved out, but we came down for work reasons. I came down to the South, and it was North Georgia, and it was up in the kind of Bible Beltish area of North Georgia. And I grew up my entire life. Every motherfucker was just a phrase. It didn't matter for what. I was like, God, that motherfucking grilled cheese was great. It doesn't matter how I said it, right?
And you're making that note, right?
That was just the word and all that. And man, oh man, have I found God? Have we found a church? My Lord. It was like the crate. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like your language, and you're like, whoa, okay. I'm in a different world, man. Because
I'm just trying to get a rise. Right. Like And if you tell me not to, if you tell me not to say, I still think that.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Like, so wouldn't you want me to be honest about the way?
Well, I agree. I understand the whole not swearing in front of your parents, respectful things. And I mean, I get all that stuff, and that's good. There's nothing bad about that, but it is weird that it's just words. And in public, it's like, oh, don't say. That's why we used to play the penis game in restaurants. Whoever yelled penis loudest won.
So,
or bananas.
Yeah. Or bananas. He's got an infatuation with the size of bananas. That's an inside joke as well. But
it was a legitimate question.
We were at a restaurant, and they had bananas Foster, and he was ordering for the crowd.
They said, "How many banana Fosters you want?" I said, "It depends. How big are the bananas?"
How big are the bananas? I'm like, fuck. There's size. There's like bananas have different sizes. I mean, I understand.
When I went to the store the next day, I took a picture of little bananas and big bananas.
He did. He goes, "I told you, asshole. There's big bananas and little bananas." I'm like, wow, Jim's really infatuated with the size of bananas. I never knew. But yeah, I mean, why?
That's guys being friends, though. You roast each other, and then later, if you're talking not around them, you're like, yeah, he's the fucking coolest guy ever.
He's the greatest guy ever. He's my best friend. Like, exactly. I mean, that's, but in front of him,
at least that's what he tells me. He says, I have no idea.
Well, you'd have to ask people.
But if you say that in front of them, they're like, shut up, gay.
Yeah, you're gay. Yeah,
so people sometimes think maybe we might be.
You're like, why?
I don't know why.
Weird.
Well, your family does. It's like, oh, is your partner coming? I mean, you mean a co-host? Yeah, that's not.
Oh yeah, we decided.
Partner's another word you can't use.
When we were introducing, where were we at, Dale? You go, well, this is my partner, Jim. I'm like,
I did. I said, no, real partner, and I just gave him a big old hug.
Like, Lori wants to know. Have you seen it, Dale? When you said small and everything.
Bananas? I mean, no.
This is my wife, by the way.
That's his wife comment. No, I haven't seen it. I've just, I've heard rumors.
You don't know that like guy friends send dick pics to each other? Like, what do you
you don't like these? I mean, that's basically where do you think like dick measuring came from, like that whole phrase. I mean,
first of all, you got to understand, I never send anything like that to Dale because it will end up on a picture.
Oh God, it'll be
one of those collage things where it like makes a picture of someone else, and you're like, hey, there's a dick right there.
I know.
Yeah. Like, hey, I need a nose.
I literally way before AI, I was putting Jim's face on everything.
Everything. And the sad thing is, my face fits on pretty much everything.
He's got the perfect face for anything. I don't care if it's skinny, big, doesn't matter, man, woman.
That's what the long beard is for. It just,
I know,
it cancels me out from being put on most faces, which is great. And now this is going to be a fucking challenge for everyone that's in the chat. They're going to be like, "Oh, watch,
let's put a face on." I'm going to try when I get off phone. I'm going to get off this podcast. Let's say I'm Sketchy Jesus on everything.
Yes, exactly.
Here, there's a mini ball. Guy friends send dick pics. Well, I mean, if you're proud of it, I also
which is probably why Dale hasn't seen a dick pic from me.
I said, Jim, I said, holy crap, look at this shit I just took. It's kind of down that path. It's like, oh my God, that came out of me.
And this is what we do. We just send them down a different path. Like this is what they're going to be thinking about of what guys do so we can just get away with all the other shit.
That's what I'm saying. Distract. Typical liberal Democrat playbook. Distract. While we're doing this.
Well, I will tell you guys, just speaking of Democrat wackos, I want to tell me if this doesn't scare you guys.
Oh, right? I'm sure it'll scare me.
Breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative, or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
Are we? Are we? What's the problem, bitch?
Just to remind you guys, this person she's talking about laid a finger on a federal marshal or a federal
agent
officer.
Yeah.
If we did that, we would be in jail right
immediately arrested.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's weird. It's almost like insurrection.
Did she scare you?
Huh?
Did that scare you? I mean, did that put fear of God in you guys?
Yeah, I know it does me. Well, just her talking does in a way. But
other than that, there's a really big urge to motorboat. But
that's about it. That's what I'm saying. Just shut up and jump on a trampoline. That's what I always tell her.
The man show. Oh my God, I miss the man show. The man show was amazing.
Well, I miss when Jimmy Kimmel was a man, but
when Jimmy Kimmel was funny. Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, at least Adam. We still got Adam.
We still got Adam. We got the less famous of the two.
Dude,
but
the man show was fucking amazing. The man
it was fun. It was a great show.
The kid was amazing.
Yes.
Like when he went on the beach and he was asking to rub lotion on women's backs, and that one woman was like, no. And he's like, all right, cool. I don't want to get my hair all over my.
I know. It's like, that's great. That's
like, oh, I love you. You're amazing.
Oh, what did Aiken say here? I don't even know. Oh, you certainly are going to have a problem, AOC. You sure?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure?
It's funny.
You want that smoke?
But they say they're not above the law yet. Here we are.
You were right.
Above the law.
It's like, hold on. So you're telling me that the party that gets mad about words is somehow tough? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Like, it was an insurrection at the thing at the Capitol, and we didn't bring weapons.
I know.
Yeah.
They were feared. They feared for their lives, though.
Like, dude, we had one of the guys, because we've had a good couple of like January 6ers on our show.
Yeah,
like I said, we had Lectern guy on a bunch of times. He's one of the sweetest guys ever. He's fucking awesome. Now, if it was in front of his face, I would be like, "You're fucking retarded." You know what I
know.
And then we also had QAnon Shaman, which we've had him on 3 times. The first time it was really I'll just be completely honest, he was a great dude, really nice guy and whatever, but it was just a different type of, like, it wasn't like dick joke humor, like, so it was kind of that weird, like, when you're trying to say stuff and like someone's not
like
on
catching
like so, but I mean, it's really awesome, dude. We had him on for a minute during the election stream. Which that was kind of a shit show. There was everyone talking.
I know.
It kind of could mix in, but then when we had him on, separately, a second time, awesome dude, was joking around and making jokes. I think that first time, because he was running for office, so that could have been a little bit different of a thing. But anyways, we had him on, and then we also had Don the Pleb on, or Don. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, he was standing right there at the very front of the gate when, they were, or not front of the gate, but the front of the line when they were about to go into the Capitol. And, and he said he got sprayed in the face with pepper spray, but he was like in the military and everything. So it's happened to him before. So he's like, fucking whatever. And so he said the cops got fucking scared of him because he got sprayed in the face with pepper spray
and never budged.
Move and lit up a cigarette.
Oh my God.
The cop just kind of
it's like, okay, this is not normal.
We're effing with the wrong dude on this
I don't want to fuck around and find out. Like, this is
exactly
not good. So I mean, those are the people that you are trying to scare.
AOC. They're not scaring anybody. I don't
even know why she thinks. I mean, I guess she thinks she's being relevant and it gets play, and she might be on the Democrat ticket. She might be president Cortez. God, I pray her and Bernie are the ticket in 2028. Jesus Christ.
Well, if Bernie's on the ticket the DNC is going to find a way to screw him over.
Of course they are. They're going to Clintonize him.
That means AOC won't be on the ticket.
Yeah, I know. It'll probably be AOC and Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is going to be on the ticket. Wait a second. What do I got here? I also got something from. Oh yeah. What do you? Again, not political, but real quick. White farmers from South Africa.
Oh yeah,
Trump's racist. We're replacing all the. Yeah.
That's not trying to fucking do something racist.
I mean, it's like 59 of them, and 49 of them are adults or something. What? I mean, 20 million illegals come across the, and then this is because they're all white.
Yeah,
that was the whole political.
Well,
purpose of it.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be. They're gonna try and play some Trump is racist because they haven't learned their lesson in fucking 10 years. But and it's just funny because I mean, before Trump tried to get into politics, every black rapper or black person loved Trump. But I mean,
love them.
And besides that,
so
now you're like, I know fucking lefties are retards and they don't understand definitions like woman or illegal or truth, like it. So do you not understand what like legal refugee is? Like they did it.
I know that's the difference. Yes,
there's a big difference, right?
Man.
Not with them, it's not.
Not with them, they don't care,
Not a good look when you just show you're stupid.
Like, because these individuals will probably vote Republican. That's why. That's why they don't like it. The other ones are going to come in and vote Democrat. That's why they want that
for sure.
So,
whered you get all that hair from, bro? Still,
it sucks because it's like I can understand that the people in black people in South Africa that went through apartheid and went through all that stuff.
Right.
I get it. It sucks. I'm not gonna in any way discount your situation. I'm not going to say your truth because that's gay, but I can understand your situation. And it does suck, but that does not mean that you have the right to do it to someone else, because all it does is it breeds more racism and it breeds more negativity. So
that's exactly right.
Retaliation sometimes works, but it usually just like with the whole Israel-Palestine stuff, like, do I think Hamas are a bunch of idiots and they're fucking evil? And the Muslim religion, I'm sorry, can fucking die in a bus fire. I don't.
Yeah, correct. 100%.
And so, but can I understand that all it will do if Israel bombing them and trying to turn Gaza into glass, all that's going to do is recruit more people.
Agreed with that too.
Right.
Yep. I agree with that.
Us being in Afghanistan for 20 years, what is it going to do? All it's going to do is the Taliban didn't get smaller. Al Qaeda didn't get smaller.
Yep.
Like,
correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
And then we just left billions of dollars, and we left fucking
Afghanistan.
I mean,
we wide open to them again.
Yeah, we did leave ellipticals, which that was very, very funny watching them try and use them.
I know.
Great content. Fucking the internet was white. For a week.
I know. Yeah.
You know, it's just like, why are we doing this? Why is all this stuff?
I always think about that too. As soon as the whole Indian Pakistan thing started, which Jim and I both said will not last at all.
Well, I mean, it's the smelliest war ever.
Smelliest war ever. I saw that episode.
Yeah, somebody who knows.
Do you think they were fighting over like, well, I use my left hand to wipe. Well, we use our right hand to wipe. Like, do you think like one side of it was like one side was eating cow and the other side was eating a pig? Like
pig, I think it's got to be. And that's, I mean, you've seen the dance off at the border. I mean, that's what they've done basically for all these years. I know.
From somebody with experience, it does stink. I'm just telling
you. Somebody from experience. Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, why? What's going to be the whole point of this? I mean, you know, I never can understand truly why things like that start.
Yeah.
You know, like all of a sudden, you know, they killed some of their, you know, tourists. And I mean, there's shit that's just going to happen. There's terrorists everywhere. Somebody's going to kill somebody, and they do every day. Right. Yeah. I mean, almost every minute of every day, you know, somewhere around the world, somebody's getting murdered, someone's getting killed. And it's like, what is the whole, instead of the justice, instead of trying to, like, why would Iran just want to be controlled by the Houthis or whoever the hell is Taliban or whoever is in there at this point? It's like, what makes them think that, you know, if we just keep bombing them, you know, I get the fact that you have to show strength and you have to be like, I can't let you get away with shit. You know, I can't just let you do things. But then why would the country itself not be like, yeah, bomb the shit out of them, get rid of them? I mean, they're just causing us hell.
Yes.
You know, just get rid of them, and we can build up here and have a, you know, a stronger. Who doesn't want to live like that? I mean, it's just crazy to me that all this shit goes on. I don't get it.
Sorry, fucking Buckeye said it's amazing though. Once India and Pakistan started fighting, all my telemarketer calls stopped.
I know.
Do you think when India, like as India was bombing, like the very first thing, they're like, "Thank you, come again."
Yeah, thank you, come again.
Do you think like the little 7-Eleven bell went off?
My name is Steve. You know, like, no, okay.
Yep. That's pretty much.
You know, I'd like to talk to you about your extended warranty.
Exactly.
Which you probably don't have anymore, but you know, it's just been destroyed.
Toyota Corolla.
You know, the goats in Pakistan were like, finally, I get a day off.
Yeah, like, holy shit.
That's a good point.
They're just beating up again. They're at the border, like, yeah, bomb them, please, for the love of God. Just, you know.
No, it's, you know, through all of human history, there's been war, there's been fighting, there's been oppression, there's been, you know, all that stuff. But it's like, you know, and I personally think there are two things that we have encroached on, you know, in the past 5-10 years more than any other time is a civil war here.
Yeah.
I think we're more in like civil strife, like it's like the point before. Or if you look at any other civil war in history, where, you know, there are things like, I mean, if you look at the Civil War in America, like I forget exactly what battle it was, but it was like the first main battle that everyone looks at, and there were people that brought picnics.
Yeah, I know.
Watched it from the hill on top, and then realized, oh shit, they're like murdering people.
Holy
like,
shit, that's like this is happening.
So I mean,
that?
You know,
surprise.
At what point? At what point do we look at for the Civil War? Like when it actually started and when the infighting happened, and you know all that. So like, and then you know if you look at World War I or World War II, there were other things that led up. Yeah, like Archduke was murdered.
Correct.
And killed. Yeah, but there was plenty of other things that happened leading up to it.
Yes,
so like,
exactly.
You know, we're at a point where, you know, there's Israel, Palestine. There's also the Houthi shit. There's India, Pakistan. There's China and what, Singapore. There's, you know, North Korea starting some shit up. There's, you know, fucking there's plenty of other shit going on. There's the South American or South African shit. There's so much shit that is brewing up that we're on the brink of it. And
that's what I think that too, bro. I think honestly, I think that seriously, because you know, Pearl Harbor wasn't just the start of the war. You know, I mean, it was
a Bull Run. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was.
Yep. Thank you, Aiken. Yeah, the smartest audience and mods and listeners in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Follow
all
us.
All the mods and the
Aren't you
listeners,
impressed?
they make the shows intelligent.
They do make it. Exactly.
Well,
clearly not
ours.
us.
Especially ours.
Clearly not Jim and me. So I probably even said that wrong. Me and Jim.
And they're like, "Oh, here's the actual information, dude." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, here. Let me. They literally are fact checking us in real time. I call bullshit.
I just say dumb things on the internet.
I know exactly. But you're right. I know there are things that are leading up to what I think is going to be an eventual a culmination of a lot of really, really just terrible crap that's happening, and it makes you wonder, what point do you look back on? Was it like, when Russia invaded Ukraine? No. Was it,
which that isn't just I fucking forgot about Russia.
Yeah, I know.
Which is a big one. Which, I don't know. It's kind of a big deal.
But I mean, he named them all.
But that's more of a laundering scheme.
Yeah, I know.
Because I mean, that didn't just start when Russia invaded Ukraine. If you look back at it, and I'm not saying that I think Putin isn't a fucking douche.
No, but you always have to preface everything you say about Russia with, I'm not a Putin sympathizer. He's an evil man.
I think he's a fucking retarded dictator, just like I think Zelensky is.
Yeah,
yep, correct.
I can see the logic and the reasoning and see the steps that it took to that. When he said, "Hey, don't encroach on this red line. NATO doesn't need to be in Ukraine, and if it does, I'm going to do this.
I don't want NATO on my border."
And then when the U.S. does what the U.S. does, and they do a fucking coup, and they take down a democratically elected person, and they put in their and they put and I'm saying they, and it's the U.S. because that's not me. I don't agree with that, so I'm going to say they. Proper pronouns.
Thank you for using the proper pronouns.
When they do shit like that, I don't know. Do you think Russia might be like, "Hey, you're next, bitch"?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I mean, of course they are. He has a right to defend his borders.
Yeah, take out Biden. He's in a fucking wheelchair now. He'll be easy to fucking find. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Fucking rolling down the street.
Yeah. Didn't they show him just riding a bike or something like that? I don't even know. I don't even know.
He would have won though.
Oh, Jim, let's do this real quick, okay? Because I know we're running short on time, but we got to do this. Record, I hate that song.
Well, normally, like we talk about synthesizers and rock music, but then Van Halen made it great. So
yeah, I know. So we do this every show. We have a top 5.
Okay.
Today it's the top 5 concerts that you've attended.
Okay.
Now I preface that because we're liable. You may not, because you're truly a nice guy, and you're truly. And you're musically talented, and you can appreciate all genres.
I am going to get ripped,
Jim. Maybe
I love Dokken,
but it's the ones we've attended. I haven't. Yeah,
Dokken, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, they're favorite
great.
Groups.
Correct.
I just never went.
Just never seen them in concert, so you can't use them.
I mean, I love them. I have albums. I have CDs. Yeah. I have everything. They're on my app, iTunes, and everything. It's just. I've never been to their concerts.
If you have Taylor Swift on your list,
no, never gonna happen.
If someone says Taylor Swift, I'm out.
No.
I'm out. So here, I gotta do this because it's Wednesday. I go first, and we can let you.
And real quick, go first. By the way, guys, like I'm good for however long you guys want to go. So I don't, if you guys got a heart out, understandable. But if I'm here, I'm awake now. So
I know I am. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for waking up and joining us. Have a good day. No, we just only because we, this is like we have full-time jobs.
yeah, you're good.
Yep. So this is kind of where we kind of keep it like around here. We don't care if we go 2 hours, 4. Hell, Jim and I could go forever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's what she said. But we be only because of other commitments.
You guys are gay. It's fine.
I got this awesome dick pic I gotta send you, and that's why I gotta run.
That's right.
So let's you tell us
me
what you think. Yeah, your top 5 concerts.
Right. Let me see. All right, I'll probably start with ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner as 5.
Okay,
we're like 5-1.
Yep, that's how we do it. That's a good.
That was just awesome. Obviously, it was Leonard Skinner with Donnie and not Ronnie Van Zant. You know, it was the replacement stuff, but they were fucking awesome. And then ZZ Top, they're just cool as fuck. Like, dude, they're a 3-piece who the guitarist and the bass player have beards, and the drummer without the beard is named Frank Beard.
I know.
That's just cool. You know, like
just cool. It's just so well planned.
And what's really cool too is during the show they had this like kind of like treadmill platform. I don't know what the fuck.
What the hell just happened?
Fireworks going on.
Hold on. Is it me doing the? Yeah, that's what
it was.
I have a Mac, so there's the reaction things.
You can do that if you're like on like FaceTime and shit. Like, it doesn't do it on these, but on yours it will.
One does stuff too.
Oh my god! Jim's on a Mac. You can do that, Jim?
No, I did not. It would be nice though.
But yeah, so they had like these little treadmills that were on the stage that like, and they only did it once, which makes it that much cooler. But during a solo, they both like Dusty and Billy Gibbons, they both stood on the treadmills and just like walked in place as they're playing this like little solo thing. And I was like, all right, that's fucking cool. You know, like cool. And then I'm gonna be lame, and a couple of these in there are shows that I played.
Okay, no, that's no.
Were you gonna ask a question?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
I saw the like.
You're allowed to be lame though. I mean,
okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. There's a tie for me between because what the band that I was in San Diego, and then separately, like years later, the band I was in Austin, we both played Warped Tour.
Oh, okay.
Like we won like the Battle of the Bands, competition or whatever, got to play in a city, and that was fucking cool. Like the one in San Diego, we got to play, and it was like the Ernie Ball stage, like Battle of the Bands or whatever, and Joan Jett was actually on minors for that tour, so I like technically played a show with Joan Jett, but it was just the festival.
Yeah, I know. Still,
hey, I'm gonna take that. But during that show, I like one dude like did a backflip in the middle of the pit, and I was like, I'll never forget that. That was just super fun. And then so that would be like a tie between like for 4 with that. And then 3 for me would be Aerosmith.
Okay.
I've seen it multiple times, but it was when I was a kid and I was like really into it. Was maybe like 12 or 13. And I saw him down in San Diego, down like in the amphitheater down in Chula Vista. And the way they have it is like they have the stage and then like all the seating, and then they have like a grassy whole area. And so I went to go to the bathroom, and as I was walking there was this huge commotion, and like I'm a kid, so I'm shorter, and so I'm like, what the fuck? And then so I walk up, or I walk like I'm going down the thing, and what they had done is Aerosmith had set up another stage on the grassy grandstand area where they did all their old shit. Like cool. All their old songs, first couple albums and whatever and stuff. And so they walked through the crowd to get to that other stage. And so as I'm walking to go to the bathroom, like I was like this close from like high-fiving Joe Perry. Like it was, so, like, you know what I mean? I was like I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then of course a fucking big old black security guard slapped my hand down. I think that's what started my hate. I'm just kidding.
No, I just
kidding.
That's boys and girls. It's how racism starts.
It's jokes, guys. But no, and then these next ones are kind of a tie because I told you about the Van Halen one, and all that. And so I mean that would being my first concert, what got me into music, I would think that would probably be number 1. But so do you know what South by Southwest is?
Yeah.
In Austin, in Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So every year it's a huge festival. They have film, interactive, and music. And So being a big metal band in Austin, we tried to play wherever we could, and then there also were like unofficial shows, like that weren't sponsored by South by or whatever, And so what we did every year, we had a friend who had a big old yard and like big house and everything, and so we did like an unofficial South by Southwest house party. Yeah, and excuse me, we like get a bunch of our friends' bands, whatever, and so we had 5 bands lined up for it, and in that time, from the year before, in that time, we had gotten sponsored by Lone Star.
Oh,
the beer, which is basically PBR, but just like the Texas version, whatever. And so, because we are a fucking party band, everyone said that if Set Aflame is playing, you guys are going to get hammered, and someone's probably going to get arrested. Like that's what's going to happen. You guys,
like Motley Crue, baby.
One of the bands that we went on tour with all the time, they were our friends. They were from College Station, Texas. They were called Bonnie Blue. They literally, after we had gone on tour with them, after one night where someone got arrested, our fucking it was in St. Augustine, Florida, and our what's it called, our fucking tour manager, who basically was just like our our drunk friend that we wanted to bring along. It was funny to see him get drunk. He fell asleep on a drawbridge with his legs locked in the drawbridge, shitting on the bridge. Like, and then my drummer fell off of our 14-foot tall RV. Like, we were wild, dude. Like, we got on a brawl.
So he fell asleep on that. I know the drawbridge, the Lion Bridge in St. Augustine. I know, so that drawbridge.
Yeah, we lost him. We were going over to the next town away because it was a place called Nobby's that was like right there at the bridge, and we had walked across the bridge to like rape, pillage, and plunder. Not the rape. Sure. It was a joke.
It was a joke, but just Viking talk. Just Viking talk.
Yeah, exactly. I have the beard. I can say it. So like, and we lost him. We just didn't know where he went, but we were fucking hammered. Whatever. Like,
whatever. Who cares?
He's an adult. And then. The other band members saw him out because we got in. I guess what they were trying to do was fucking steal bikes and like ride them around the time. And I'm like, I didn't know this. I was just going to walk around. I legitimately didn't. Like, it was not like I didn't know. And so cops got called, and then one of the guitarist from that other band wasn't 21 yet, and so he ran and hid in one of those little like construction little like the little claw of a
of a bucket, like a bucket for like a
a little fucking it's too early for me. I can't think of words. But so he hid in there and called his band to like, hey dude, the cops are coming, can you come like pick me up? I'm like hiding in this. They went to pick him up. As they pick him up, they see Corey fucking passed out like this with his hat, like pants down around his ankles, like locked in, and they didn't realize he was shitting. They were just like, oh, he's just cold. And so they open the van, throw him in there, and again, drawbridge venue. It's right there. And so like in that 10 seconds of driving into the parking lot of the venue, they're like, what the fuck? They turn on the fucking cabin light, and they're like, oh my God, he shit himself. What the And so as they're driving in and they're realizing this is happening, my drummer is in the top of our 14-foot tall RV yelling at his girlfriend and just falls off. Oh my God. And so the next day they were like, if you guys are all drinking it, we can't drink. Like we have to take care of you. You guys are fucking morons.
Somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
So I say all that to say that we hosted our own party sponsored by a beer company. So we thought, we were like, hey, could you sponsor it? That would be really, really cool. We do this all the time. There's a bunch of people. There's usually like 200 to 500 people that come. Like, it just depends. And so like, so we're like, cool. We figured they were gonna give us like a couple of, cases or, whatever. They gave us a fucking Lone Star canopy, a bunch of Lone Star PBR hats and everything. And then 50 free cases of tall cans.
Oh my God.
Oops.
Holy shit.
I told everyone, like, this is amazing, but this is a really bad idea.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea.
It's not good. And I was like, it's great. Like, whatever. Yeah. And so there were 5 bands. We were the headliner. And by the time that we played, there were only 8 cases left.
Oh my God.
Hammered. And I also there was a super soaker.
Yeah.
Well, I took and I put vodka in the super soaker.
Oh,
and down and shooting shots into people's mouths.
Yeah.
And after about like the 8th or 9th round, I found a bottle of Everclear.
Oh, Lord, dude.
Okay.
Holy crap.
The super soaker went around to the same unknowing, like the same trusting people.
And just shooting Everclear.
Oh my
God.
It's so great. And then and like during that show, like we we all had wireless systems and whatever. And the way that we would run back and forth across stage, jump on everything, just throwing guitars around and being crazy. And I went and I played in a tree. So that was fun. And then the guy Corey, who fell asleep shitting, he tried to stage dive. He was like a good 320 at that point. Like he was a big boy. And so he goes to try and stage dive, and people are feeding us alcohol, just pouring a bottle of Evan Williams down our throat while we're on stage. Like
Evan Williams,
fucking going. Evan Williams, best whiskey ever. I'm sorry, it was it's cheap whiskey. Whiskey, but that's just me.
Yeah, stuff. No,
and it's Jack Daniels, but less sweet. Like how can
I know.
But anyway, so we're hammered, absolutely fucking hammered, and so he tries to stage dive, and our band dad Patrick, who was like a big scary dude when he got drunk and he was mad.
Yeah.
His little tiny girlfriend was standing right with my buddy.
Oh no!
In stage dive, and when someone's drunk, they're not good at getting at jumping.
So
it was like he was trying to do this.
Yeah.
He just
no. Yeah.
And I looked and I was like,
oh, just pancake.
Yeah, like this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But I also was kind of like,
how many people did he take out? Yeah,
just one. It was just her. Like,
oh my god!
Like everyone else had the presence of mind. Like, oh my god,
to like separate.
And he just boom, and dude, and I was right there. Like he past my shoulder to do it, so it was fucking. I was, oh my god, dude.
I still can't get past 320-pound Corey shit in his pants. That's where
it wasn't the craziest thing that happened on tour. Like on that same tour, we went to fucking Brooklyn because like we were playing a show there, and we ended up staying at a place because one of our guitarists, because we had 3, one of our guitarists only thought with his dick, didn't think about us and where we were gonna stay, but he was like, oh, I can fucking get laid. So we ended up staying, like I slept next to the front door, my drummer slept next to the fridge, and then my singer slept next to the oven. Like it was a tiny little Brooklyn place, and we were like, well, fuck this, let's just start drinking. And so we're like, let's have a shot. One shot between 3 of us, 2, 5. Let's just finish the handle between the 3.
Really.
So we thought it was a great idea in Brooklyn to like run around Brooklyn at 4 or 5 in the morning, screaming at the top of our lungs. And I ate shit, fell face first onto the sidewalk. It was and so we ended up getting kicked out of there. And evidently that place was talking about, or that place was taken care of by mob.
Oh.
And so, there were a bunch of Guidos that popped out with pit bulls out of a fucking Mercedes and said that if you don't leave right now, we're going to throw you in the fucking river. And we were like, oh my God, this is
in the Hudson River.
Yeah, this is real.
Swimming with the fishes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like legitimately. Dude. And then we parked the van and walked from Brooklyn all the way to Times Square.
Wow.
That's a trip. It's like
a trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
holy crap.
So basically any time of being on tour is like fun because it's just, you're just by yourself with your friends trying to go to the right Waffle House so you don't say
I know.
Good point.
Good point.
I mean, and there's one on one side of the road and one on the other side.
There is.
One and there's a lot of them and the other doesn't.
Correct.
And
you gotta know.
And there has to be one person in the band like, dude, you guys, we've been saying it like continuously for 2 hours, and you want to go to the one with all of them?
All of them?
That's not a good idea.
It's like, well, yeah, but we want to go. You know?
We'll be good. I promise. Let's get it all out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never said it ever in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm going to put my top 5 up real quick.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
No, you're good, man. No, you're totally good. But I got to do this, right, Jim? Is that what you said?
Yes, you got it.
Look, did it show up? There it is. It's on there. Top 5 concerts I've attended. Okay. And then I'm really just going to breeze through these because I want to get to Jim's, honestly. And
I don't.
Look, like a lot of people commented on theirs. I want to hear theirs too. But so mine, Van Halen. There you go. 1984, senior in high school. Sweet. Unbelievable. Richfield Coliseum. Unbelievable show. Like one of the best shows.
So what does that say? Billy Joel.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you look at it. That's not the lineup. That's not who opened. That's just at the Coliseum.
Billy Joel and the Culture Club, like
they're not together. It's just coming up at the Coliseum. Yeah, they are not together. Trust me. Guns N' Roses, 1991, nice. Richfield Coliseum.
Nice.
Back when that was just Lose Your Illusion tour. I mean, it was just freaking unbelievable.
Yeah, it was before he was indistinguishable from fucking
60-year-old lesbian. I mean, he looks like that's what he is right now.
Him and Vince Neil are the same person. Like
they are the same
one
person.
Has braids, the other one sing.
But maybe one of them can still sing though. I don't know.
No, not anymore.
They're both not great anymore.
They're both not great. My number 3, Rush. You knew it'd be on there.
Yeah, I knew.
1984. Dude, unbelievable. Tom Sawyer.
I got to see Rush on the Vapor Trails tour when they came back.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
So amazing, dude. Like Neil Peart had half acoustic drums and half electric drums.
Oh yeah.
And so the thing spun in a circle.
At the time. So not back when I saw him.
During a drum solo, he just pushed the button and the whole drum thing was going around.
Just kept going.
I was like, dude, what? This is amazing.
You think he's the best drummer ever? We can get into that later. I mean, we can get into that.
Yeah,
we'll have you back.
I will. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Jim thinks he doesn't like them because they're Canadian. But anyway,
it's not just Canadian. I'm just not a big fan of them.
He has a valid point on the Canadian.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Yeah. Number 2, AC/DC. Absolutely same year. My senior year in high school was absolutely killer.
Malcolm Young might be the best rhythm guitarist just for being solid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know? Correct. Yeah, I mean, just not absolutely
fancy, not crazy, just solid.
It was hard to differentiate between my 2 and 1, and I'll tell you why. Because this was the World Series of Rock at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Okay, and I'm telling you, look at the lineup, whatever, Bob Seger, but Def Leppard was like, it was just a crazy. But it was like 1980. I was like literally not allowed in this concert, right? Yeah. Wasn't allowed to go. Well, first of all, by my parents. Yeah. You know, I was a 13-year-old boy at the time, and I wasn't technically allowed in to the concert, but man, we got in. And it was like stages there. This could almost be the picture I took. That's how where I'm like sitting, right? But it was just like sneaking in. It was unbelievable. Which when they used to have good ones back then, you know. Yeah. But at the old Cleveland Municipal Stadium was it. So those are my top 5. Jim, I don't think you're going to be able to beat it. I'm going to remove it. Oh, here's who. Tarna, Deep Purple. Okay. Rush, Moving Pictures, Def Leppard, Blue Murder. Why don't I know Blue Murder? Do you?
I'm not.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I don't know them. I'll have to look them up. And then ZZ Top, their Eliminator tour. Yep. Slipknot, no doubt. Chevelle. I know. I wish I didn't see these people. Hollywood Undead. That was just last year she went. Korn, and then Hailstorm, of course. Huge Hailstorm fan.
My wife used to listen to Hollywood Undead all the time, and that is the point of like I make fun of her for that.
For that now, Hollywood
Undead. You have something in common with my wife. You guys,
they're so good. Jim, what else you got?
My wife loves metal, and like one of the first things we did when we were dating was like go see Metallica, and like and whatever. So luckily, I found someone that isn't like, ew, it's angry, and why are they so mad?
Yeah.
I was yelling.
What did Aiken say? My contribution today stopped by getting to play a show with Doc Severinsen when I was in college. Wow. What? Nice, Doc Severinsen? No way, dude.
Hey, hold on. Blue Murder is John Sykes?
Huh?
Whoa. I totally fucking forgot about that. Okay. I have a Thin Lizzy story. If you guys got a second. Okay.
Right.
So when, like, my dad used to, he obviously took me to Van Halen, took me, to a bunch of concerts. He was raising me right when it came to music. And so he took me to Thin Lizzy when it was up at the Galaxy Theater up in, like, I think Santa Ana. And we had, like, seen, Edgar Winter there. We had seen a bunch of different people there. And so we went to go see Thin Lizzy. And my dad was always, like I said, I had a camera in my face from when I was like 6 months old. Like, so he always had his camera with him, and he would always try and get, can I get a picture with my son, whatever. And so at the end of the show, and they were amazing. It was John Sykes was lead guitarist and singer, and then Scott Gorham was still with them.
Yeah.
I think it was the guy who played drums for, like, fucking everyone, and he had, like, crazy white hair, like skinny little white guy, and then Marco Mendoza was playing bass for him. It was a fucking great lineup. It sounded amazing. And so at the end of the show, my dad's like, hey, can I get a picture of my son with, guys, he plays guitar, he's a musician, and they were like, just come backstage. And okay.
What? No way.
Yeah. And I was like 12, 13, like, I was a little kid. I had, like, short hair, frosted tips,
I know.
when you're a kid.
Timberlake stage.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And so I went backstage, and, like, John Sykes let me play his Les Paul Custom with the mirror plate guard. Like, there's a picture of me playing it. And in the background of that picture, there's Marco Mendoza talking to a blonde-haired woman with huge tits.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw tits.
Yeah.
I looked in the mirror, and she just fucking jumped
did it.
out to him, and I was all.
And that's how you knew.
I was like,
That's how you knew.
Priesthood was not for you.
That's right.
Yeah, Van Halen made me want to do those, and then that made me want
to do
those.
Motor. Yeah, those.
Yeah,
two huge influences in your life.
Yeah, these things can do all of that.
I know. It's so fun.
That's fun too.
I mean, I got into music because I really love music.
Yeah, that's right. I'm such an artist.
Yep.
Jim, put your top 5 up there.
AOCs.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
I've
been waiting.
I know right now I'm getting nailed for this. I get it. Fine.
Barry Manilow?
No. Make fun all you want to, but keep in mind,
I'm not going to make fun of it, Jim.
I never went to concerts that often. I've been to 10 in my life. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And most of the concerts I went to were in my country music stage. Okay. So anyway, my number 5, Dale's going to make fun of me, but
I will not.
This was Hall & Oates, 1985.
Dude.
Because my sister bought me Duck, by the way, for all of you out there, Duck 1983 is my sister.
These were concerts you went to, so I can't make fun of it. It's not like your favorite artists.
On my 16th birthday to this concert, and at the time, I still like them. They were my favorite.
No, dude, Hall & Oates they're great songwriters. Like, they know how to write a good hit song. Like, I'll give that. And now they know how to fight with each other.
Now they know how to fight with each other, which is upsetting. But the H2O album, I'll just tell you, the H2O album is disturbing. If you ever see it, go out and look at the album cover.
It's disturbing. All right.
Number 5, Tim McGraw back in 1994 with Little Texas and Black Hawk.
Tim McGraw ain't bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest country fan, but
he knows how to move. He all over the place and everything else.
Yeah,
he knows how to move.
Again, all these were. With the exception,
you're making it worse for yourself by explaining.
With the exception of Hall & Oates, this one starts now with my wife. So anyway,
Oh, good. Okay.
Rascal Flatts, 2005.
Okay. And you know what? That's one thing that's different about music too. Is like you can like hear the song separately, and then when you see him live, you're like, okay, I have a respect for him because they put on a good show. Whatever.
They have the song called "He Ain't the Leaving Kind," and it's about God. It's about loving of God and believing. And sometimes you look away from God. Sometimes, right? So, but during this time, they had this big screen behind them with an eagle flying over it. And as they were playing this song, "He Ain't the Leaving Kind," military people started walking up. So it was really cool. Okay,
oh, that's awesome.
I'm not making fun of you. Buckeye says we knew it, Dale. We knew it. We called it. We called it.
Now, Dale's going to really make fun of me, but this was when my wife and I...
You know how bad I got to piss?
We danced to their song, I'll Still Be Loving You, at our wedding, and this was our first concert as a married couple on our honeymoon. Restless Heart, 1992.
Listen, Jim, Jim,
my wife and I
wasn't gonna make fun of you, but
Jim, when do you show us pictures of the strap on?
Anyway,
I mean,
this was my wife and I, our honeymoon. We got to see our favorite country group, and it was perfect, priceless, awesome.
Jim, you are such a romantic. You honestly make us all look bad, and I agree with that. I can't make fun of you for that, but this is totally cool.
My number one, my wife and I hadn't even been dating a month yet.
Oh God!
And she knew that this guy was my favorite. So we went. She got tickets, and we went to see him. George Strait.
I mean, at least you didn't put Garth Brooks up there, like that.
Thank God.
Like I'm just saying, like they're not bad. Again, I'm not the biggest country fan, but they probably put on really good shows.
They do,
But
look,
that's sweet, Jim. Buckeye was. I know he's like a hopeless romantic.
I love all the music
that's
out there, guys. I was a big '80s guy. I love my Judas Priest, like I said, Metallica, Iron Maiden, all that.
He likes
by the
Men
way,
in Leather, by the way.
I did meet Iron Maiden in India, by the way. Anyway.
Oh dang!
Yeah. So
that's your favorite band.
But I can't count that
Iron Maiden
as a concert I've been to because it wasn't a concert.
Because it wasn't a concert. So before he got on the air, he goes, "I can't count that. I can't count any of these." Yeah. Jim, I don't think I made fun of your list too bad. I mean, it's not.
I mean, you buttoned up the show with like wholesomeness.
Yeah, that's how we usually have to do it.
but how did you do that? Like this show was.
We went from dick jokes to I love my wife, and I went and saw.
What did you want me to do? I went to a George Strait concert, got drunk, went on the stage, and got arrested. It didn't happen.
Well, make something up.
Don't happen at George Strait concerts.
Make something up. Listen, we do got to run because we are at that time now. So, tell them how people can watch you, Sketchy Jesus, on your podcast and what's coming up, and then we want to have you back, man. I hope you'll come back or something.
Dude, anytime you want, man. Like now I wake up for golf. Anytime my wife needs tells me I need to because she's the boss. And for Two Guys One Coup.
Nice. You guys it's the best, man. Hey, we made the list.
Yeah, exactly. It's a short list. Right?
After what his wife tells him he needs
it's a short list. I'm on a short bus.
I know.
But no. So I do the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. It is Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. On Wednesdays, it's just me and usually a guest or guest, and then on Wednesdays, Casey, the soundboard lord, is my co-host. If you guys don't know who Casey is, he was the soundboard. He was I forget exactly what they called him, but he used to be on Crowder. He was a sound guy for Crowder.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where he's known from. And thank you, Buckeye, for putting all the links in. She's
incredible.
She's our fucking team mom.
She's the best mod. I mean, there's no other on her.
She brings the snacks and the Capri Suns.
Yep, she is team mom.
She keeps me,
in
line.
She keeps us all sane.
Makes fun of me all the time.
She keeps us on our toes and makes sure that she's the driver of the short bus. Let's just say.
Yeah, let's just say that.
But so those are on Mondays and Wednesdays. And tonight we're gonna have Dan Nunn on from the Nunn Report.
I know, that's super cool. We'd like to get him on.
So we're gonna do that, and then and then afterwards, I'll hit you guys up on on Twitter and try and get you guys on and schedule you guys because that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we also on the Till Death Podcast Network, we also have Movies America. He was in the chat. He's taking a little bit of hiatus right now because he's moving. But when I think next week he starts, but he usually do Sundays and Thursdays. Sundays is a spoiler-free review of whatever movie he saw the week prior.
Oh, nice.
And then Thursdays he does the spoiler warning review, and they're both live streams, so you can join in there, and whatever. And then right now, me and my wife are taking a break from the Till Death Podcast, our podcast that we do on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And that's just, husband and wife, like marriage stuff. And she also eats a paleo lifestyle and is very healthy, health conscious and everything. So she, especially with the RFK Jr. stuff coming out and everything, she's very, we talk about all that. And then just weird shit that we find on the internet. So that's a lot of fun. And then, so you can find me at, find me there. on those X accounts that are in the chat, then you can find me there, and then you'll be able to find the other places. I'll put one in, I'll put a couple in there in the chat as well. It's solo.to / the whiskey capitalist.
Okay.
That is where is that capitalist? I'm fucking so dumb. Capitalist. I said just capitalist. All right. I think that is, so that one right there. You can find all of our links, and then we also have and then I also have Hero and Me, which is my band that we got going on. We have two singles.
Sorry, Jim.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you. We got that going on right there. We got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things, and we're on Spotify. We got 2 singles up there right now from this album, and then we have our full album that's coming out May 30th, and it's going to be 6 songs. It's 9 tracks in total, and it's a whole concept. So it's like I was saying earlier. So we're gonna have the Villain album is coming out next, and then it's gonna be the album after that is gonna be Good versus Evil.
Yeah.
Then 4th album is going to be basically a government is bad against us, so it's a little more political on that one. So I have the ideas for it. It's a lot of fun, and we're trying to get out there. And then also I have Till Death Studios, which is I did all the recording and all the mixing and mastering for the Hero and Me stuff, and any music that's on any of our shows. It's all my stuff, and I did all the drum program, the guitars, and the bass, and then I had a singer come in because I don't trust my voice so much. But I have the ability to record all of this. So if you guys need anything, anyone out there, hit me up, man.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, listen, I do. I got to run. And only because I'm telling you, I'm being honest, and I can just get up and leave right now. I am 30 minutes past my piss break. So
and I keep telling him, I keep telling the word depends.
Man, I'm like
telling him the word depends, but he just doesn't.
My ovaries are hurting. But anyways, I can't thank you enough for coming on. This was a blast.
Thank you. It was great.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much for doing it.
Love you guys. You guys are more than welcome anytime you want on the show.
Okay, and you too as well. Jim, you got anything to add before I pee my pants?
No, no, actually, don't tell me that, because I'll keep it going.
All right. See y'all. See you guys. Have a good weekend. We'll talk on Monday. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again, Sketchy. Appreciate it. Talk soon.
Later, guys.